Breathe in and breathe out. In the time it took you to take a breath, a child under 5 died of a waterborne preventable disease. Around the world, water pumps break, like this one we saw in Nabikoli village, where my family visited many times over the years. You could make a career repairing broken water wells worldwide and do more for health than a doctor. Even my friend, Dr. Mark Hall, says a person drilling water wells can do more to improve health in developing nations than he can as a doctor. The great physician Jesus Christ calls us in the church to give people living water springing up to eternal life. God longs to give us life if we come to Him humbly. I've found it hard to baptize people when they have little or no clean drinking water. That's an irony I can't stomach, and I don't think God can either. I believe I'm called to share living water and help people get clean, drinkable water. And I dream that someday oil companies will use their expertise and their money to put an end to senseless and tragic deaths of 1 million children each year from waterborne illnesses. But what about you? What can you do? What can one person do? What can a handful of people do? Well, in Uganda, people line up for water. There's not enough wells. Productivity of women and children is low because they spend so much time gathering water. It's no fun carrying water long distances, and sometimes people settle for closer, dirtier water. They need more wells in places like Uganda, even places like Nicaragua and the Philippines. So, what can you do? Well, what you've already done. And many of you are friends at Garnett Church and Water4.org, and many of our friends and family have helped provide an innovative, new, human-powered water well drilling toolkit that costs about $4,000 and can drill multiple water wells. That's better than getting a truck well rig and paying that much money every time a well is drilled. All it takes is people willing to work together, the tools and the training. But we found out that it's harder than it looks. Some good friends of ours at Garnett helped us pack 8 bags of tools from Water4. Thanks to Jeff and Jeffrey Davenport for that help. And thanks to the Garnett Church and friends and family of the Taylors who contributed funds to buy water well pipes and casing in Uganda. When we left, we were nervous about getting all the tools to Uganda safely, and many prayed for this, and Delta Airlines helped us get the tools there with little extra cost. And in Uganda, the customs waved us through, and we were so happy to have all the tools on site within a few days of leaving the U.S. Our entire family went to a remote village with a team of people, Americans and Ugandans and local villagers from Buwembe village in eastern Uganda. We began with the first tool for drilling, an auger attached to a square pipe and turned by 2 people with wrenches, and we had fun. We drilled 3 feet, and we had a great time for a while. Then, within 3 feet, we hit rock. Watch this video where we use the hammer tool to try and break lava rock with the percussion method. We found that rock was harder than our tools. We broke the hammer that slides in and out and slams into the rock. Water4 said that bad steel caused the hammer to break, and they're working on a fix. But in the meantime, we were 2 hours from anywhere and 10,000 miles from where Water4 is located in Oklahoma City. Our fix was to take the hammer to the nearest trading town, an hour round trip from where our well site was, and ask a welder on the street, refabricating a grain mill and making coal grills, to spot weld the hammer. He did, and he charged us $1.50. And we broke the hammer 2 more times and made 2 more trips. Around behind the small church in this village, they had dug a 15-foot hole for a pit latrine that they'd never started using. And after 2 days of pounding on rock and breaking tools, we started thinking about that hole. They'd chipped away 10 feet of rock and went down a total of 15 feet for that pit latrine that was just there. What if we put our auger down there and started drilling 15 feet down? Well, we did. And at the end of day 2, we were happy with the results. By dark on that day, we'd gone a total of 25 feet. We were having fun again. And one thing I love about Ugandans is the way they work hard but also socialize and enjoy being together. Watch this video where guys are chatting it up and just guy talk while they work.
Stephen, what a cow now we best flat with you. Stephen, you now would of notice flower. Here, I didn't want to. Stephen, Daroga joke now. You know, once you give me. But give me a year.
Day 3, we proceeded down to 40 feet through clay and chalky sand, then wet sand, until we could no longer pull out sand. It was dropping out from the bottom. Day 4, we inserted a 6-inch pipe to prevent cave-ins and filled in the pit to ground level. We began to use balers and brought up water for the first time. Dirty water mixed with sand and soil. We measured the depth, measured the 4-inch, 1.5-inch, 3/4-inch pipes, and attached the pump that they call the cylinder in Uganda on the end of the 1.5-inch pipe. We had taken 80 feet of pipe ready, but this well would bring water at about 45 feet. We sank the pipes one by one, attaching new links from above as we went down. Then we attached the jack at the top, and as you can see in this video, we pumped out water for the first time. And everyone was really happy. My good friend Mwaza Daniel, the tall one in this video, stopped us to pray and thank God. We were all indeed thankful after 6 days of work. It seemed like those 6 days was a very long time, and we made a lot of mistakes. But Bobby Garner, who works with Kibo Group, along with Ronald Bwana, who works with water wells in Uganda, and Stephen Katirebe, who has also worked with water wells in the western part of the country, assured us that lots of problems always happen on well sites, regardless of the method. And they said this is the fastest we've ever hit water in drilling over the time that wells have been drilled there with the churches in Uganda. One of the cool things that happened on the site was a man appeared from seemingly nowhere. Even the locals in the village didn't really know him. And he started measuring our tools with a caliper. They said he was a machinist and thought he would try and make these tools. Wow, that met and exceeded our expectations. Our goals were to acquire these tools, thanks to Garnett and Water4 and our friends, get these tools to Uganda, a chore in itself, and then train as many people as possible, get their hands dirty with the well drilling experience. We had 50+ people on the site learning. But now this man wants to build more of these, which got us to thinking, could we produce these tools, manufacture them in Uganda, and sell them in hardware stores? Ugandans are innovative, smart, resourceful, willing, and hardworking. They can drill their own wells. What if, in addition to importing people and tools to Uganda and places like Uganda, someone started a company that manufactures and sells these tools locally? Maybe something called You Dig Uganda, helping Ugandans dig their own wells. We really tried to inspire Ugandans that they too can have wells in their backyards, that much of the U.S. and other countries develop that way. rather than just accepting the way things are. They don't have to wait on a rig to come drill them a well, wait on the government, or walk miles and miles every day to get their water. They can dig their own wells.